Living in Taiwan gives me lots of time to think. Walking around in the morning is when I do my best thinking. So today we're going to talk about some random things that I think about when I think about things in Taiwan. Things I've discovered in Taiwan this trip. The lady that cleans the public bathroom the ladies that clean the public bathrooms don't care if you're using the bathrooms while they clean it. In Canada, they block off the bathroom and wouldn't let you in. Here they just clean around you. It's a little weird to be standing at a urinal and have somebody cleaning the sinks and the toilet stalls around you. In Taiwan, the fact that you can meet your neighbors every day when you take out the garbage brings society closer together, and you get to see what they're throwing away. In Taiwan, when I'm considering whether or not to do something, to accept an invitation to do something, I always have to ask myself, will I have to wear pants? Sunshine and fresh fruit. When I'm in Canada and I think of Taiwan, those are the first two things I think about. I really wonder why on most market streets people navigate through on their scooters. It'd be so much better if they just left the scooters at the end of the streets. It's a bit of a dichotomy, because if you're ever in a busy subway station, everybody lines up to stand on the right-hand side. The line gets so long. So we organize things for some things, and we don't organize things. This is old style for other things. In Taiwan, I feel like a bald man in a hat store. This is a serious question. I wonder if I went to the swimming pool, they'd ask me to wear a swimming cap. My feeling is probably yes. What do you think? Someone in the comments called me Silver Daddy. That would be a great name for a YouTube channel about retirement. I used to work with a lady who said that men define themselves by their jobs and that women define themselves by their families. She wasn't married. It seems like retirement is hard for men to do. Maybe it's because we lose our definition. Being retired means you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, as long as it's legal. or if you don't get caught. I'm treating this YouTube channel now like it's my job. The pay is lousy, but the hours are good. I'm averaging currently 83 NT dollars a day. That's enough for 2 small Fantuan. Maybe a juice. I'm treating my YouTube channel as if it's my job. I'm the only employee, so that means I can do whatever I want. And every day is a mental health day. I have absolutely no problem ignoring problems. If I can't see them, then I don't think about them. All problems can be related back to either sex or money. The first rule of money is to spend less than you make. And that's great when you are in the workforce earning money. And that's why retirement is so difficult. Because in retirement, you switch from making money mode to spending money mode. And you have to figure out how long you're going to live before your money runs out. If I had a dog and I brought it to Taiwan, would it be able to communicate with other dogs? Or do dogs speak different languages in different countries? So I saw a foreigner with a dog just now. You might see him there behind me. I asked him if his dog spoke Chinese. He said it only spoke English. That's a missed opportunity. In my next life, I'd like to come back as a rubber dog toy, a Chewy, the kind with a little squeaker box inside, thick-skinned, resilient, fun to have around, kind of like this life, but without all the dog drool. Dog drool. That's a purposeful life. When you get old like this, you start believing in things like reincarnation, like everything's going to be all right, like you care. That foreigner who I asked if his dog spoke Chinese, he must have thought I was a bit of a nut. I think it's fun to go up to strangers and ask them a question. They'll always give you an answer. When I was checking into a hotel, I asked the foreigner who was checking out, "Where are you from?" He said he was from Taichung. So I said to him, "Oh, I lived in Taichung for 6 years." I guess he realized his mistake, and then he said, "Well, actually, I'm originally from Israel." So that's when I told him I worked on Ein Hamifratz, a kibbutz in the north near Haifa. That's bonding. It's fun to talk to strangers. It's fun to talk to other foreigners. Well, I'm getting very close to the end of my Taiwan trip. In fact, by the time I post this, I'll probably be back in Canada. So, I'm running out of time. Time goes by so fast in Taiwan. I can't believe it's been almost 100 days since I got here, and I'm a changed person. We always think change is for the better, but sometimes change is just a sideways change. But I have come to realize that over the past 5 years, by coming to Taiwan, it's changed my perspective on a lot of things.
一楼到了。
一楼到了. This year's visit to Taiwan was 98 days. I wish it were 100 days. Round numbers, triple digits. I have so many regrets. Change is hard to bolt on to your life. It's much easier to bake in. It'll stick better if it's baked in. If it's bolted on, it's going to fall off. It's going to wiggle loose, end up on the road somewhere, like an old shoe. We're all broken. We're just broken in different places. We're all put together differently. It's fun to break yourself down and then put yourself together again. Especially if you find some missing pieces. The most important thing to do in your life is to not interfere with somebody else's life. Frank Zappa said that. This will be my last trip to Xiaobei. These things are excellent. Get a couple more. Today is the tomorrow of yesterday. Enjoy the day. I was going to do a video this trip titled Bob's Essential Mandarin with the key phrases you need to survive in Taiwan. But I decided not to because there's only one sentence you need to know. That is, my friend will pay. According to Google, that sentence is, 我的朋友会付钱. That's all you need to know. I'm only kidding. I love the mornings, the early mornings. You know that. But if I was a small rodent in the early mornings, before the sun came up, but the birds were awake, cawing in the tree, I would be terrified. It's cold, it's dark, and your predators are talking to each other. Your mind is going to think they're talking about me, but I'm not a small rodent, so I don't have to worry about that sort of thing. It doesn't have to be fun to be fun. Fun happens in unexpected ways. You just have to be open to it, and it will be bestowed upon you. There's only really one question in life that needs to be answered. I don't know what it is. I think a lot of the appeal of eating fast food is unwrapping it. It's like a little present you give yourself, a little reward. I had hamburgers at Mossburger, Burger King, and McDonald's this trip. None of them were very good experiences compared to eating Chinese food and Taiwanese food. I love places like this. Traveling has become so much easier now. Google Translate, Google Maps, Google. It's impossible to get lost anymore. I was down near the airport, went for a really long bike ride, and I stopped. I'm just kind of wandering around looking at my phone, but I guess I was in a spot where foreigners don't usually go. So 2 different people asked me if I was lost. That's funny, but it also shows you how kind the Taiwanese people are, just wanting to help. Taiwan is a noisy place. News is really just entertainment in disguise, and late night comedy has become news in disguise. I used to get all my news from late night comedy. How typical is that? Probably more typical than you think. But now I don't watch late night comedy, so I don't have any news. I actually have very little idea of what's going on in the world. I shouldn't be proud to say that, but it does make me happy. Some men wear belts and some men wear suspenders. Some men wear both, but that's redundant. Only fat guys and firemen can wear suspenders.